Hello and welcome to the ABC podcast. This is episode 21. I am joined by Brandon. I parked my car in the Harvard yard.
Okay, I think that was like the best one yet.
Oh, thank you. And we have three guests with us today, all returning guests. So we have Robyn.
Hi.
Emily.
Hi.
And Michael.
Howdy.
So, as you guys probably know, whenever we have a group this size, it means it's a special episode. I will be out of town next weekend, and I didn't want to leave you without something to listen to, / something for me to listen to on the plane. So that's why I got us all together to do another episode, similar to episode 16, where we had our long discussion topic and then our fun little trivia game. But this is also a special episode because today is July 31st, 2016, which makes it the birthday of three very important people. J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, and myself. So that's fun.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, is the pause waiting for one of us?
I said it to him before the podcast, so I don't need to say it again.
That is true. She beat all of you, if that makes you feel...
Exactly at midnight, I said happy birthday.
Yep.
I screamed it in his ear, actually.
Yeah. That was
Why
fun.
He was a little scared.
Why do I believe it?
I asked for iTunes reviews as a birthday present, and we didn't get any. So
Nobody cares about your birthday.
Yeah, apparently. So that includes the three of you. So you're all to blame.
I don't use iTunes.
I don't know how to use iTunes either.
I always use like a podcasting app or service. Makes life easier.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the actual reason that we're all here. So our discussion topic for today, I'm calling the state of the MCU. So the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been going on for close to a decade at this point. Iron Man came out in 2008, right?
7 or 8.
2007, yeah. So it's been going on for a while, and there are now almost 20 movies that are considered part of the MCU. And depending on who you talk to, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. And I'm kind of on the fence. I think there are good things and bad things about it, but I just wanted to talk about the past, present, future, and beyond what we know is coming for the MCU. So, yeah, I think it'll be fun, hopefully. Michael's the only one who really seems interested in this topic so far.
Shoot, yeah, let's talk about comics and movies. And I do this normally every day anyway, or whoever will listen.
Okay, so let's start with before the MCU, because there are a lot of Marvel movies that came out before Marvel decided to come up with their whole extended universe. So some ones that stand out are the Blade movies. I love the Blade movies. The Hulk, or Hulk, just Hulk. Yeah. What else?
Fantastic Four?
Yeah, Fantastic Yeah.
They were there before.
The X-Men movies, of course, but that's because of the whole Fox debacle.
Howard the Duck.
Who could forget that classic? Oh, the Punisher movies.
Daredevil.
Daredevil, Elektra.
Spider-Man is probably the biggest one.
Yeah. So those are all not canon.
There were actually Captain America movies made.
Yeah, well, those were like 70s or something.
Oh, yeah, there was one in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was not very good.
Have you seen it?
Well, before I went and saw The Winter Soldier at Alamo Drafthouse, they were playing clips from it, and it was really cheesy.
Sounds about right. And so when Iron Man came out, it was kind of a revolution almost, because the action was amazing. All the effects were really good for the time, and they still hold up really well, I think. And the story was really good. Basically, everyone thought it was like the second coming of Marvel, really. I think that it had a large part to do with Marvel's resurgence into popular culture, because they had been waning in popularity in the comic books, and Iron Man came out and everyone was back on the Marvel train all of a sudden. And so it really skyrocketed the idea of this whole Marvel universe together. And ever since then, they've kind of done the same thing with all the movies. They're fairly formulaic, I think, and feel free to disagree with me, but you have an origin story, which of course is necessary because you want to make it accessible to everybody. Like, you don't just want the comic book nerds to go in there knowing what happens. But at the same time, that gets tired. Like, how many times we have to find out that Uncle Ben is dead.
Yeah.
But that's not part of the MCU. So you have the origin story, you have increasing action, you have these bad guys who become bad guys, and then you have a heroic ending. And it's very, like I said, when Iron Man came out at the time, it was really great, but since then it gets a little old.
I think something else to add to the formulaic element is that almost every single villain in the MCU, they're notorious for not having the best selection. Like, there's not really that many interesting villains out there. Every villain is typically a evil version of the hero.
Yeah.
You have the Ironmonger, Whiplash, the Yellow Jacket, who wasn't even a thing. They just needed stronger version, opposite version of the hero.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it gets pretty old sometimes because you really do want to see people fight in different ways. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I'm really strong. Well, I'm really strong too. Mm-hmm. I have a robo suit. I have a robo suit too. It's like, okay.
Right. Same thing with the Incredible Hulk, which according to Brandon is part of the MCU, which I haven't verified yet.
But it is.
Okay.
Because at the end, spoilers for the end credit scene for the Incredible Hulk, General Ross is sitting in the bar drinking, and Robert Downey Jr. Sits down next to him and is like, I want to talk to you about the Initiative or something, and you're like, whoa, because I don't even think that was by the same studio. I'm not positive.
It was because we talked about this. It was produced by Marvel and distributed by Universal.
Okay.
So, I guess just the whole Edward Norton thing.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
Yeah, but anyway, what were we talking about?
Just formulaic.
Oh, I was talking about the Hulk and how in that movie he fights the Abomination.
Right.
So, it's the same idea.
Yeah, I mean, they've all been very lighthearted, too. There hasn't really been a lot of, a dark side to the MCU. So that's part of all of them being kind of similar in the way they've all been kind of lighthearted. And good's gonna win in the end. And that's not a bad thing. But one day there should be a movie
where somebody dies.
Yeah. Where somebody dies that you didn't meet in that movie. Somebody who is a big deal. Quicksilver died, but you didn't really know Quicksilver, so you didn't really care.
You probably had 4 minutes of screen time for the whole movie. And
yeah.
I don't know. I do think they're really branching out in terms of not following the formula anymore because they've established the main characters that we all know and love. And now they're kind of able to do more things with them. Mm-hmm. And they've started adapting all of these famous Marvel comic stories like Civil War and now Thor Ragnarok, which sounds like it's going to be really different. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's just something to look forward to rather than, the same beats of the superhero movie. And then Spider-Man Homecoming, that's not even going to be an origin story because, well, obviously we all know what happens with Spider-Man by now. We've seen it 4 or 5 times. And yeah, I mean, it kind of makes me hopeful in some respects.
Yeah, I agree. I just think I think Marvel kind of suffers from the same thing that the whole movie industry is suffering from, which is just kind of profit driven and not creativity driven, which I mean, yeah, it's an industry. And at the end of the day, the people who are calling the shots are people who are in charge of the business, not the ones who are fans of movies, which is a shame. But, it's really disappointing because they just keep giving us things that they know are going to get people into the movie theaters. And I'm guilty. I'm part of the problem. I fully admit that because I'm just a huge nerd and I just want to see all of these cool things on screen. but at the same time, like, I do want to see new, cool, interesting things. I think Ant-Man was kind of a step in the right direction, where it was a heist movie-ish. It wasn't just all gloom and doom and the world's going to end. Like, it was about righting wrongs and corporate espionage and that kind of thing. But pun intended, it was a very small step towards a bigger problem. I think Doctor Strange is probably going to be a bigger leap towards that diversification that we're looking for. And that may only make sense because he's so much different from everyone else that we have established the MCU so far, other than the Mandarin.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that.
Yeah, I like them experimenting with weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think history has proven, at least for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that the more they experiment or embrace the weirdness, the more successful it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, they did not shy away from just being absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's a raccoon in a tree and they're best friends. Like, they're not like, oh no, like they don't try to like use logical loopholes to try and justify things.
Yeah.
Which you kind of got a taste of in Thor, where they were like, no, we're not like real deities. We're just these guys from this other... Like, they tried to make it more sci-fi than ridiculous, Thor deities and gods and magic and stuff. So, yeah, Doctor Strange looks really cool. And very Inception-y.
Oh, yeah. Super duper.
And then they're improving their villain game. Like for Thor Ragnarok, they're incorporating all these different villains. It's not the same thing.
That could be like a good thing or a bad thing, because I know Spider-Man 2 had a lot of villains. Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a lot of villains, and people said that was just like an oversaturation. Because
Spider-Man 3 was even worse.
But
that one too.
It also depends on how the director does it. And the director of Thor Ragnarok is the same guy who did the movie we just saw, right?
Yeah.
The what's it called?
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Oh, and it was so good. It was an excellent movie. It was very weird and different, but it was really good, and it gave me a lot of hope for the next Thor movie. Because Thor 2, I was not a fan.
Yeah, it was pretty unmemorable.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, just kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's all we have to say about what we've seen so far. So let's talk about the future, like what we don't know what's going to happen, which, to be fair, is pretty far ahead in time. I think they've got all their movies planned out to, like 2020 or something?
Yeah.
So we've done the timeline before on the show, but we've got Spider-Man, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, what else?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Infinity Wars 1 and 2.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah. And is that it? Because Inhumans got canceled.
Mm-hmm. Well, close enough.
Yeah. Inevitably delayed or whatever the wording was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everything.
Okay, so out of those, let's see, we can definitely... Well, I will bet good money that we will be getting Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2 most likely, although I wouldn't put as much stock in that one just because nobody knows anything about Captain Marvel, including myself. I just know that he's Kree, and then...
He or she, it depends.
Well, no, he is Kree, and then he somehow gives her powers.
Because the title goes back and forth.
Right.
Like every other title.
Whatever. Anyway, and then probably another Spider-Man movie, unless we got a Spider-Man trilogy and then a Spider-Man, whatever the word for a trilogy, but only 2 movies is. So maybe we'll only get one Spider-Man and then never Spider-Man ever again, but probably not. Anyway, so what do you guys want to see from? What do you want to see from Black Panther? Let's start there. That's a good place to start.
That's definitely the one. Ooh, I don't want to say definitely, but it's certainly one that I'm really excited for, if not the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the cast is excellent. The director, Ryan Coogler, I think is his name. He was the director of Creed, which was phenomenal. One of my favorite movies of last year. And it just... If we get more Black Panther and more of the way he was in Civil War, then I'm all on board. Michael B. Jordan is playing some villain I've never heard of, so that's going to be...
Who was it? Killmonger?
Killmonger.
I think it's Killmonger.
Yeah.
Huh.
I just know him as one of the villains that tries to claim the throne of Wakanda from Black Panther. What?
So he's the usurper.
Yeah. I feel like if they could, they shouldn't do it, but they can pull a lot from Earth's Mightiest Heroes from Black Panther's storyline when it's first introduced, because that was a really strong storyline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a really strong cartoon in general.
It got canceled.
Okay. Anyways, we just looked up some info on the Black Panther movie, and Kevin Feige, the guy who basically oversees all the Marvel movies, described it as it's a big geopolitical action adventure that focuses on the family and royal struggle of T'Challa in Wakanda and what it means to be a king. T'Challa's story is very important to us as it links to the next Avengers films, which is why we brought it forward.
So it's like the Phantom Menace, is what you're saying.
Ooh, I hope not.
Geopolitical royal family.
Don't do this.
I was thinking more of Game of Thrones.
Well, isn't Game of Thrones just a ripoff of the Phantom Menace?
You could say that.
No, you couldn't.
I don't know. It looks really cool, and some of the other casting. I know Lupita Nyong'o is at least rumored, or if not confirmed.
No, she's confirmed.
Okay, cool.
She's great.
She is. She's one of those other people that's just like brings it in everything, even though she has small roles in most things. Gosh, I don't know very much about like Black Panther's history outside of the Avengers, you know? So it's really hard for me to kind of speculate here, but I would really, really like it to just keep the momentum that Black Panther had as my favorite new character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the last several films.
I think the film might focus more on him trying to interact with the outside world, because for the most part Wakanda has been known to be a very isolated country. They have like very minimal contact, which they kind of hint at in Civil War. Yeah, that they didn't really come into the outside world until their people got killed. So I think this might be a stepping forward for T'Challa to come into. Because one thing he's usually shown in comics and media is that he's very reluctant to ask for help, and if he asks for help, that means he really, really needs help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a king. Kings typically are very proud people.
That too.
So
the Wakandans are just very proud people.
That too.
I know in the comic, I think it was like a 10-episode thing that BET made. Yeah, BET made like an animation short of Black Panther.
Okay.
And it was actually not bad. I'm going to say right now, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Some of it was just like, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
So it really stayed true to a lot of the ideals of Black Panther. And I want to say that maybe Claw's going to come back.
I hope so.
Right. I totally forgot about that. He's a Black Panther villain and played by, Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
And Andy Serkis is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah. He's the bomb.
Oh my gosh, yes. And just like what happened there, we got the setup, he lost his arm, but maybe he'll make a surprise appearance or be the hype for Black Panther 2. I don't know.
Or the new Luke Skywalker. Sorry, I'm pushing the Star Wars theme too much.
Yeah.
So as the resident cynic on the podcast, I just think that
very mild.
I just think that there's a lot of potential for them to go the same formulaic route with origin story, power struggle, inevitable victory, but at great cost to himself, where he questions all of his morals, and then he has to overcome that in the second movie. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
You basically just said like the plot of The Dark Knight, and then it goes into Dark Knight Rises.
Exactly. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying there's that potential.
Which is very true.
Yeah. I mean, because like, just reflecting further, trying to speculate, I mean, I guess the plot of the movie will kind of be his returning to Wakanda and trying to fill his father's shoes because he's just become king, and I imagine he's going to just get a lot of backlash. People are like, "You're not the leader your father was."
Just like Simba.
I thought that, but I didn't want to say it. I was like, let's. What's the only other Africa movie we know about? And then, Killmonger, I know nothing about, but you said he's another guy who tries to get the throne, I guess, because king. So, I guess he would just be the chief opposer of, like, you're not the right leader for Wakanda today.
True. And maybe he has claws, not claws. Maybe he has claws for help.
Yeah.
I have to still say claws. What the hell?
So it's Claw.
Huh?
Claw, like KLWA. KLAW.
His actual name is KLA.
AUE? Or, I don't know.
Or
something like
AUSA.
that.
It's like a really like...
Like from a series of unfortunate
Yes,
events.
like that. Yeah.
Really?
And then when he gets his hand cut off, then he changes it to KLAW.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else to talk about? Doctor Strange, I just think it's going to be weird and awesome. We don't need to talk about it too much because that one's coming out soonest out of all of the future MCU movies. Captain Marvel, like I said before, like I have no expectations or anything for that one, which is good, I think, because I had no expectations for Guardians of the Galaxy and that one was awesome. I had no expectations for Ant-Man and that one was really, really good. So I think that the lesser known heroes are really good movies to have because they can really go anywhere with them. And even if you mess it up, like only the hardcore people are going to be disappointed.
I'm really excited for Captain Marvel because Brie Larson is a great actress. I mean, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress this year. Obviously, this is going to be a very different performance than the movie Room. Yeah. But she's great. I mean, I know her from the Disney Channel original movie about two sisters who do like go-karts or something. But
sure. That classic role.
Yeah, excellent. But no, she's great. And I'm really excited to see what she does in this type of role.
Did y'all know she's in... This is a total deviation. Did y'all know she's in Scott Pilgrim?
Really?
Yeah, she's Scott's ex-girlfriend, Envy, the singer girl.
Oh.
And I was like, we were watching that the other day, and we were like, wait a second, is that Brie Larson? And we're like, yeah, she's in a relationship with the third evil ex, who is Superman from Superman Returns / the Atom from
it's not. You think it is? I thought that too the last time I watched it,
It's
but I looked
gotta
it
be
up.
him.
It's not him.
I'm
positive. I looked it up when I was watching it.
Oh my gosh.
It's not him.
Okay. That just destroyed my life. Dang it. Anyways, but yeah, fun little fact about Brie Larson. She's also in another comic book movie.
Yeah, but she isn't
it's
a
like
hero.
Not a
She's just an ex-girlfriend who talks like this all the time.
Oh yeah,
so that's why
her
we
voice
couldn't
was
tell
really
if
weird.
it was her.
Quick IMDb check.
I missed it.
So, in case you guys were wondering, when I do the regular episodes and I edit things, this is the kind of stuff that I edit out. These long, awkward pauses.
Like on Friday?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
How much was that? Like 20 minutes
It
worth?
was like 15.
Yeah.
We're talking about when you were periscoping?
Yeah.
Not my idea, come to tell you.
Also, for the record, the beard has been shaved. Just put it out there.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
Still looking. He's way down here. Todd Ingram. Brandon Routh. Isn't that him?
Yeah.
That is him.
That's him.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Brandon Routh. Superman Returns. Scott Pilgrim. DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
That's him.
Okay, then I don't know what I looked up.
That was a long time ago that we watched that.
Not really. Anyway. Well, now I look like an idiot, but what else is new?
You can always edit it out.
So what movies have we not talked about? Spider-Man Homecoming
We talked about it a lot.
That is true.
If we talk about it, let's let them talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm excited. The kid, Tom Holland, right?
Yeah.
He was pretty funny. This is really bad to say because, well, one, we've been having a lot of superhero fatigue so far because there are like 4 or 5 superhero movies that come out every year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this past year we've had Civil War, Deadpool,
Batman vs.
Superman,
Suicide Squad,
X-Men Apocalypse, and Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And is that it? That's
so.
6. Gosh. When you really list it out like that. And then this will be the third reboot, or second reboot, like third iteration / 6th film for Spider-Man in the past, like, 15 years. So it gets pretty exhausting, and you wonder how much more you can do. I don't know. I mean, they're gonna have the Vulture as the villain, so that's at least like they're digging deep now.
When I first saw that it was titled Homecoming, I was like, "That's one of the words that cues the people,
Winter Soldier.
the Winter Soldiers."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Does that have anything to do with it?" And I thought about it. I was like, "No, I'm way overthinking this. I'm probably incredibly off."
I mean, that's what we do on the show. Not we, he does on the show all the time.
But that'd be really cool if
It would be, but
incorporated
I'm just
it.
talking about
Like
the
if the
overthinking
Winter
part.
Soldier shows up at their homecoming, he's like, "Oh, I've been triggered."
He still has like the one arm.
That would be the perfect little like touch, because this movie needs a lot of ridiculousness and humor, and I think
Yeah,
it'll-
well, that's what Spider-Man's all about.
it's true.
Wait, we still talking about Spider-Man 3?
Maybe.
And I want it to be more like focused on him as a teenager, because I know with Amazing Spider-Man, it was implied that he was at school. Like there were a couple of scenes at school, but he was not like a high schooler at all.
No.
At all.
Well, I mean, the actor's also he's like in his late 20s, right? Maybe
Yeah.
mid-20s.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was up there.
Tom Holland's, I mean, he's not high school age, but he's definitely a lot younger than Andrew Garfield is.
He's my age. He's
Oh, really?
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when are people on TV ever the actual age they're supposed to
Andrew
be?
Garfield is now 32.
Oh my god.
So in The Amazing
I'm in high
Spider-Man, he was 28,
When did that movie
Ish.
come out? I don't even remember.
2012.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 28.
Wait, that was when the
Ish.
first one came out?
Wow. And the second one came out in 2014.
Wow.
Thought those were longer.
Time
ago.
flies.
Yeah. I don't know.
Especially
I
when
mean,
you're as old as you are.
Yeah, very true.
dang. Shots. Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man Homecoming. I almost said Amazing Spider-Man. I think it's just going to be by the numbers. I don't know what new things they could do. I mean, I hope to be proven wrong, but
Well, he's got the spider light, so there's that.
oh, okay. Changing the game.
Okay, well, so other than movies they have slated now, what do you guys want to see?
I want a new Blade movie.
Oh, yes, please. Or I think a Blade Netflix series would work really well.
Yeah.
Actually, we haven't even talked about the Netflix series.
Yeah, I was waiting when we come on to those.
Oh, okay. Well, let's backtrack.
We were still talking about Phase 3.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. So, Michael, how's Daredevil?
I love Daredevil. I finished the first season, and
You're welcome.
it was really yeah. I mean,
I know it was
watched-
hard for you to get, and it was hard for you to get into it at first.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I was like, I mean, this is okay.
Yeah.
Like,
No, we
it was
were the
kind of
same
boring. And
Yeah, I
then,
saw
like,
it.
I gave it like a second chance, and then I tried watching the third one, and I was like, oh, okay, well, not that great either. And then I stopped for a really long time, and then I was like, during Comic-Con when they announced like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, all this other stuff, I was like, okay, I need to catch up on these Marvel Netflix shows. And I had already seen Jessica Jones, which I loved.
Yeah.
I still like it more than Daredevil so far. I mean, I've been told season 2 is better.
Yeah.
But still, I really liked Jessica Jones. But, I was wrong. After, episode 4, it really starts to pick up once Kingpin is introduced. And he was by far my favorite character on that show. Yeah. He was the most interesting, the best actor, I think. And it makes me really excited. Yeah. I still haven't started season 2, so there's that.
Okay.
We're going to see if I'm going to catch up to him or if I'm going to quit. I'm on episode 5 right now.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I really like Kingpin. I'm just not a huge fan of Daredevil. So I don't know if I want to keep watching his show because he's going to be the consistent character.
Wait, did you see the big, fight scene?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, there are
the highlight.
The one in the hallway?
The one that lasts 10 minutes.
The one in the warehouse?
I think that was in episode 2. Yeah. That was a good scene, but I was it didn't get me excited for more of the show.
Are you talking about
are
you saying you don't like Daredevil or you don't like Matt Murdock?
I don't like Matt Murdock.
Okay.
I just don't think that his character, the way he plays Daredevil is very...
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. It is miles ahead of the movie, and the character does get better. Because that was a complaint I had. I was like, Matt Murdock seems like he's just using everyone around him. So that was the vibe I really got. And then my favorite episode is when all of that kind of crumbles down. No spoilers, but...
Can you say which one?
I don't remember what number, but it was the 3rd from the last or 4th from the last. I think you know which one I'm talking about. But that was definitely my favorite of the whole season so far. And gave him more character, made me a lot more invested in him. Made him very human.
Okay. I'm waiting for that, because at this point, I'm just kind of you're kind of a crappy person. Why would I root for you?
I felt the same way.
At this point, I enjoy Kingpin more. I'd rather hang out with him.
No, you definitely don't want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
He's hella creepy, but to that museum lady.
Yep. Gets weird. Gets really
when
weird.
They're on that date. And then someone interrupts him.
Oh,
yeah.
That scene, yeah.
I really liked that.
That was one of the few scenes ever that I've seen on TV, quote unquote TV, where I'm just kind of looking in the other direction because it was just.
I really liked that.
It was a lot to watch, even for me. That was a lot to watch. Now, whenever I close the cargo, I'm just
Anyways, to sum up. I'm really excited for season 2. I know it has a very different vibe, the hand comes in and everything, which I don't dislike, it's going to be different, so
it's a different feel. I'm going to say this, it still has that slowness about it for the first couple of episodes, but it picks up.
Okay. It's not as bad as season 1, in my opinion.
Okay.
And overall, I like season 2 better. I think we both did.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jessica Jones.
Okay,
too.
let's talk about Jessica Jones.
I
So Robyn can actually contribute
Jessica
to the
Jones.
conversation.
Well, I haven't seen Jessica Jones.
It's really good.
I told you guys this at least 6 times.
I know, but it surprises me every time because it's so good and there's only one season. You could watch that in a day.
I'm aware of that.
No, we really blew through Jessica Jones really fast. We finished it less than that. It was 4 or 5 days, I thought.
Was it really?
It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
I have a very short attention span, so I can watch 2 episodes and I'm I need a break right now. I need to move around and do something. I can't sit there for that long.
See, we
watched
it during the school week. So we'd go to class. And then we'd go to my dorm room and watch Jessica Jones. And then we'd go to our next class and then go back and bring lunch with us to my room and watch Jessica Jones. And then we'd go to class. And then we watched Jessica Jones until Michael was kicked out of Guinan.
Which happened a couple of times.
Only a couple.
You were never kicked out.
I mean, it was midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Or a little after midnight. And we were oh, I need to get out of here.
But no RA on call ever was
That's true.
But
anyways.
When we hear this, we're just going to hear RA on call and it's a little bit of a pause.
No.
I really loved it. David Tennant.
Oh yeah,
It's
It
fantastic.
was so good.
It was hard for me to hate him at first because I loved him in Doctor Who so much as the Doctor. He's my favorite. Oh, don't do this to me.
I like the Ninth
Please.
Doctor better.
You would. But no, he made me hate him so bad. He was despicable, and it was fun.
But you love to hate him.
No, yeah, you loved to hate him. It was interesting and dark and absolutely terrifying.
Didn't the next season get pushed back a little bit?
Back to 2018.
Yep.
Really?
2018.
I didn't know that.
So far
Yeah,
away.
they just pushed it back like yesterday.
Wow.
I didn't read the thing you sent me. Was that what it was?
Yes, that's
Oh
what
my
it
gosh.
was. This is why you need to read the things that send you.
My
They're relevant.
My internet wasn't working.
Is this really the
Any-
time to have like have a couple's argument?
It's not a real argument.
Because last time Robyn was on the podcast, that kind of happens. And I'm just sitting there like a kid watching mom and dad fight. What do I do?
Why? That sucks.
Yeah.
I really like it, especially.
But it gives you more time to watch season 1.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to rewatch
hopefully you
season
can
one.
in 2 years.
Yeah.
Is she going to be in Defenders?
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have to rewatch season 1 before season 2 comes out
Yeah.
because that's a huge gap. When did season 1 come out?
I think it was early 2016. It was
Was it?
spring
Was it
semester.
this past semester?
Yeah.
I don't know. It all blends together.
Anyways, although it's not as fresh on my mind, I can't like rant about it or mention specific things in the moment, but
Well, we also don't want to spoil it for Brandon.
that's true, which is good. I still liked it better than Daredevil so far. Still on. on
I
season
think
2.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot funnier
Really?
than Daredevil. Yeah.
Jessica
she
Jones
just-
got pretty dark.
She has that dry wit.
That's
Yeah.
what I like.
yeah,
though.
that's true.
I really liked her wit, and that's what made the show funny. Daredevil's not.
Matt Murdock was pretty humorless. So
And Foggy is
Fo-
really hit or miss for me.
yeah, Foggy was the comic relief.
Yeah.
essentially.
But
So
sometimes he was just like
Well,
not funny at all.
no, yeah,
You know it was a joke,
Yeah.
but you're like,
Yeah.
really?
stop. yeah.
Anyway, so Blade Netflix series.
Oh yeah, back on track. That would be cool, especially because all of the Netflix series so far have been going in the decidedly darker direction.
And they all take place in New York,
Hmm.
which he is based in. So.
Yep, of course.
Oh, yeah, he
well,
is.
don't you know? The only superheroes
know?
in the world are from New York. Any other city, it's like New York and Wakanda. Apparently, everywhere else, kind of you're out of luck.
I got nothing.
I mean, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, like all the Marvel is in
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. That is one thing you can say for DC is they're very geographically diverse, except for Metropolis and Gotham, apparently.
far across the bay.
But let's not talk about that. I'm trying to be optimistic here. Blade would be cool because, it kind of lends itself more to the television format. Like, gonna go off and hunt some more vampires.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what he would sound
I don't think he would say that, no. I don't know. I feel like it deserves a movie, though, because it's so big and the character is really cool. I don't know. I can't talk too specifically about Blade, but I don't know. I feel like it deserves the big budget box office release kind of thing. But at the same time, if we get a Netflix series, we get more of
Yeah.
it. Strict
And you can
volume.
binge watch all of it
Oh,
in 4 days.
But it's basically like a movie.
Just a really long movie.
Okay, what else? What else? Do you think we'll ever get an Iron Man 4?
I hope not.
me neither.
Okay.
Of the character movies, I think the Iron Man movies are my least favorite. Partially because I'm not a huge fan of Iron Man as a character.
As a person.
As a person,
disagree
yeah. I
with
don't.
his ethics the
Yeah.
most, or well, maybe not the most, but enough
just-
to where it's
I'm-
like very
Yeah.
separating.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy Thor 2 very much, but I really liked Thor 1. And all of the Iron Man movies, I'm just kind of like,
Oh, I really like Iron Man 2. And I know I'm in the minority on
Yeah,
that one,
that is.
but I really like it.
Interesting. I used to like
Why
it
is
more
that?
than one, but
Why is
now I
that?
don't know.
I don't know. It's just because there's Introduction War Machine. Justin Hammer is a passable villain. I liked him better than
Obadiah.
yeah.
Which is so sad. Like, that was Jeff Bridges' role
I
in the
know.
MCU. Like, I mean, I guess he could be recast and nobody would really remember or care. But expectations were raised. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Iron Man 2. And then there's the other thing we don't have to talk about.
Iron Man 3.
But so maybe no Iron Man 4, but what about a reboot with the new sassy young black
Why do you keep calling her a sassy black woman? Just because her name is Riri.
I mean, I don't know anything about this new Iron
I don't
Man, Iron Woman.
They haven't
It's just
they haven't made it official.
keep calling her sassy.
I mean, I guess we would have to wait till there's enough comics out
Yeah.
there to really, or I mean, shoot, Marvel can do whatever they want. I mean, they could make it next year, and we'd all go see it and be like, it was great. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has been kind of sucking up the budget from every Marvel movie that he's been in, right? Like the first Avengers, he got Lord knows how much money, and then I remember reading that Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth each, respectively, only got $1 million or something. Like they got a fraction,
That's
and then
insane.
Joss Whedon made maybe $200,000.
Wow.
He was like, no, because I'm not a huge giant blockbuster director. They're not paying me enough, and I think that's why they lean more towards directors with less experience. Like the Russo brothers had previously only worked with TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they're very talented, but I think it's also a good excuse to pay them less.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really not cool.
Yeah, it's very disencouraging, disheartening. I don't know. Point is, I think Robert Downey Jr. has served his time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He seems like he really likes being Iron Man, but he really hasn't been in anything else in a very long time. He was in that Judge movie, but nobody
Yeah.
saw that, and I don't know.
Well, I thought he wanted to be done with Iron Man.
Yeah,
I thought that's what
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah. Well, I also remember that I read 1 week I read Hugh Jackman said, I want to play Wolverine until I die. And then the next week it's like, nah, I think I'm done. So who knows where these quotes even come from?
Right.
Because I don't read the articles. I just read the headlines.
On Facebook, and they just scroll down.
Yeah.
TLDR.
Exactly. So what other movies? So
Prospective movies.
so no Iron Man 4, probably no Captain America 4, I don't think, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Um,
What I would really like, and this is one of the branching into the weird territory here, and I don't know who this property is technically owned by, is Squirrel Girl. That would be so much fun, and I always talk about how badly I want a Squirrel Girl movie.
Squirrel Girl is definitely still Marvel owned.
Are you
because
sure?
they will-
Because she's a mutant. But then again, so are Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
But she's a relatively new introduction to the Marvel comics, so I don't know if that licensing deal would have extended to her.
Yeah.
And plus, she's not part of the X-Men, really. She's more associated with the Avengers.
That's
so
true.
I don't know.
Anyways, for those who don't know, Squirrel Girl, literally her powers are, one, to control squirrels, and she has the powers of a squirrel, so she can glide, and I don't know. She's she's surprisingly powerful.
Yeah,
I think
she beat Thanos.
she's beaten Thanos,
She's beaten
Deadpool, and Doctor Doom. I think so. She's a heavyweight. But also, her comics are ridiculously hilarious, and the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which is the really popular series right now, is about her just being in college and trying to do life and be a superhero. It's It's almost like this generation Spider-Man. Yeah. But even more like meta and witty and just odd in general. So I think that being a movie and them just trying to be really weird, if they get a fun, talented cast, it would be so good.
Yeah, I mean, when we play Lego Avengers and it's free play, Michael plays a squirrel girl like a lot.
All the time.
Because she throws squirrels
Yeah.
at people.
She's just a fun character. And it would be like one of those people who, since they're more like of an everyman person, would really geek out at like seeing Iron Man or Captain America, because one of her first times in comic books was when she tried out for the Avengers, and Iron Man was just like, sorry, maybe you could go somewhere else, and she's like, thanks. It's... gosh, I would love that so much.
That would be an interesting take.
Bring back Edgar Wright. No, he would never.
So, really quick, back to Robert Downey Jr.'s salary. He was on Forbes' list of he was number 1 on Forbes' list of top earning actors with a $75 million paycheck between June 2013 and June 2014.
Wow.
God. Yeah, that's crazy.
All he needs now is the suit, and he'll actually be Iron Man.
Yep.
Basically.
Let's see. I would really love to have a movie about the secret invasion.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool, but also kind of hard to pull off.
That's going to be a really complex movie.
Yeah, so a brief synopsis. The secret invasion is when the Skrulls, which are an alien race...
For a minute, it sounded... Because we just moved on from Squirrel Girl. I heard squirrels.
Yeah, me too.
Squirrels are coming.
The Skrulls are an alien race with the power of shapeshifting, and basically what they do is they kidnap a lot of superheroes and like political figures, and then they will send down their own people to impersonate them, and then once enough of them are in place, they kind of turn on the good guys and just cause hell. And that was my favorite storyline in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, and so I just really love to see that adapted into a movie. But like I said, like they would have to be laying that groundwork for years probably before they could really make that happen.
That would be a really cool thing to do after Thanos.
Yeah.
Especially like by that time they might have the rights to the Fantastic Four, who are kind
God
of
willing.
Yeah. Who are really entrenched in the Skrulls. Like, Skrulls are one of the big Fantastic Four villains.
Yeah.
Then you could also have Super Skrull.
Yeah.
It would be really fun. Oh, sorry. More reading. So, Robert Downey
This is for Age
Jr.
of Ultron.
earned $40 million for Age of Ultron. Scarlett Johansson got $20 million for Black Widow. Chris Evans earned 6.9, so that's a big drop. And then Jeremy Renner 6.1, Chris Hemsworth 5.4, and Mark Ruffalo 2.8.
Dang.
Yeah, and that's just the second one. So that's after Avengers destroyed the box office, and then each of these other people has had their own movie, and still Robert Downey Jr. is making double the second highest paid.
That's crazy.
But it's weird that Scarlett Johansson got the second highest.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the next biggest name.
Yeah, that's true. Poor Mark Ruffalo.
Right.
I mean, he made $2.8 million. Not really.
Probably raged out when he saw his picture.
Speaking of Mark Ruffalo, I would love to get a Hulk movie.
With him.
Whoever, honestly, I don't really care. I love the Hulk's character, and as much as I liked The Incredible Hulk, I don't think it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it, but it doesn't do justice to Bruce Banner or the Hulk. And it's really hard. I think it would be really hard to pull that off in a single film, but I think it could work if you did it right.
Honestly, The Incredible, like looking back, because I rewatched all of these like last summer.
Yeah.
So they're still like not too far back to look and reflect upon. Incredible Hulk is my least favorite MCU movie. Worse than Iron Man 3, which before rewatching Incredible Hulk, I was like, oh, Iron Man 3 is the worst. But I don't know. I just don't think it's very well done. It's the only one that during the whole time I just like straight up fell asleep during. Okay. It's like, this is boring. It doesn't feel very well put together. And I just don't think the world knows how to make a good Hulk movie.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's hard. Did you hear that? This was part of the Comic-Con news about the Hulk armor.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay. So that kind of opens the door a little bit to the possibility.
It's possible, but like we were talking about 2 episodes ago, that Universal has the distribution rights to the Hulk franchise, and that's why we probably won't get one anytime soon.
It's true.
Who did you say that Universal had?
Namor.
Yeah, that's right, which was so random.
Yeah,
I don't know why they have just the one Namor.
Yeah, I mean, the reason all these different studios own properties to put them in film is because 90s, I think.
Oh yeah, I know about the whole storyline. It's just like the one character. Like out of all the characters they have, it's Namor, which I don't know what they use Namor.
They started
for.
just selling some of their more popular characters, and Namor I think was just really iconic because he is super.
He was one of the first characters.
He was one of the first superheroes ever, and I don't know. I think people would just be like, "Oh, well, this might make a movie one day."
Did they ever use him?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No, never, nothing.
Yeah.
Which, go ahead.
I don't understand the whole rights thing because when I went to Universal Studios in Florida, they still had a huge sculptor of Captain America, and it was Chris Evans as Captain America, and then they had one of Thor, and they had all of these Marvel things, and I'm like, I feel like this is very weird. I mean, I guess until Disney makes a Marvel part of their theme parks, they can't really.
Well, they're tearing down. Well, I guess not tearing down, but they're repurposing the Tower of Terror in Hollywood Studios and replacing it with a Guardians of the Galaxy themed ride. Probably an elevator drop style thing. You guys didn't know this?
No.
That's an iconic ride. How could they do that? Disney, what are you doing?
It's so sad.
That is really sad. They also have a brand new Frozen themed ride, which people are waiting 5 hours in line for.
Solid.
Yeah, and then it's broken.
That just
down
means less people in the line for Space Mountain, which is fine in my book. So
true.
Never wrote that.
Really?
Well,
I only read the Tower of Terror because I was scared. Too scared to read anything else when I was that young. When I went there.
See, when I was younger, I was scared to ride the Tower of Terror, but I was fine with everything else. Tower of Terror, I went in and they did the scene thing in the room with the little movie or whatever, and and then I was like, nope, I'm done. I think I was 9 or 10. I was 9 years old, and I saw that and I was like, okay, is there a way I can leave now? I'm done with this.
Oh, I love Tower of Terror.
I've never been to Disney.
So let's go right now.
One of these days.
Yeah, I'll just get my invisible money from my invisible.
I can I can give you some invisible money too, because that's all I have. Yeah.
Probably put that towards your wedding.
The invisible wedding, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
What else? What other heroes?
Well, yeah.
What about a Suicide Squad style movie? One that focuses on the villains as the protagonists rather than the heroes.
I don't know if there's any
what villains would they use?
There's.
It doesn't even have to be a group of villains necessarily. Well, there was that Sinister Six movie, which wouldn't have been MCU.
Yeah.
That was in the works before that got canned, but that would have been along the same lines. But even if it was just 1 or 2 villains in that sort of movie, I think that could be different, certainly, than anything they've approached in the MCU so far. I think Dr. Doom would be a really good one. He's
doing him right.
But he's Fantastic Four, so that wouldn't happen. Who else? was going to say Magneto, but that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. Tough stuff. I don't know. The only ones I can think of are the Masters of Evil, but they don't seem to be going that kind of direction. And also, they're just like they call themselves the Masters of Evil, so they wouldn't be very relatable, and they spend most of their time just trying to fight the Avengers. Whereas, like the Suicide Squad, they're like under the thumb of the government, so they're kind of having to do this job that could be seen as good, could be seen as bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know if Marvel has a thing that is quite like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. Okay, well, this went on longer than I was expecting. Any final thoughts before we take our break?
No, Squirrel Girl, make it happen. Make it happen.
So overall state of the MCU, I really think they need to take a break, which I know is not going to happen, but I think they need to take a break, restructure, rethink how they are, where they want to go from here. Now that they've got everything situated and set up to go lots of different directions. I just don't want them to keep coming out with the same things over and over, because that nobody wins in that scenario except for Disney, because they make millions of dollars. Which is why they're not going to do that. They're just going to keep coming out until people stop watching it, and then they'll just cut it off instead of thinking, how can we give the people what they want? But
okay, I know you were concluding, and I hate to make this segment longer, but something just came in my head as a really good idea, and it's not off of like a different hero that we haven't seen or anything, but there's this new Vision comic series.
Okay.
That is basically the premise is that Vision is tired of all the pressure of being a hero and like having his existential crisis of like, am I human? Am I not? I just want to be human. So he erases his, well, I guess maybe not in this order, but he erases his memory and like builds himself a Vision family with a wife and 2 kids. And they all like kind of look like him. They have the like pink faces and stuff, and they live in like white collar suburbia type deal, the white picket fence and the dog or whatever.
Does this not like the same outfit from Civil War?
Like the ideal 1950s,
he wears,
1960s.
No, it looks like it's straight out of the 1950s or something. And I think he wears, like a sweater and stuff. And it's this family that it sounds really weird and quirky because, they're just trying to live like people, but it also kind of, it gets serious at times when the family is trying to deal with like people who are still looking for the Vision, like crazy supervillains, and then trying to just get the acceptance of the neighborhood around them. Like there's a lot of weird allegories about even stuff like race, like you don't look like us, what are you doing? Yeah. And it's a very nuanced and interesting comic series that I've only been skimming through. And it's pretty new. They have the first 6 or 7 issues that have come out. But that would be a really interesting thing to do with the Vision, is like give him his own standalone movie, and that could like potentially end him for the Marvel universe because they're trying to write out some characters who don't want to. I mean, like Robert Downey Jr. can't be doing this forever. Chris Evans can't be doing this forever, and obviously they want to keep making movies forever. And you can't like make a Captain America movie 20 years from now starring Chris Evans.
No.
But I don't know.
Unless you freeze Chris Evans in ice.
I don't know. It was just a very interesting comic that I had seen.
That would be very different.
No, it would, and I don't know
they could do like
it wouldn't
a
be
Netflix series.
It wouldn't
be like a
cool.
sitcom.
Well, it's also pretty dark too. It gets surprisingly dark, and it would be an interesting Netflix series. And I don't know how they would get the budget for like all of the effects for Vision
to make them pink people.
But at the same time, I don't know how many people would want to watch a movie like that. It's a comic book movie that's not action oriented at all. I mean, I'm sure they would have action-y parts to hammer in there, but it's not about the fighting or saving the day in this. I don't know. It would be very different, very interesting, and it's a really good comic series.
Okay, well, on that note, unless anyone else has any last minute thoughts, going once, going twice. Okay, on that note, we're going to take a break and then we're going to come back and we're going to play Back of the Box Trivia Movie Edition, which everyone hopefully is looking forward to. And yeah. Alright, we're back, and we're here to play it's called a trivia game, but it's not really trivia, it's like a game show.
Dude, we really gotta come up with titles for our things.
No, I stole this title from the Game Informer show.
Yeah, it's like we just need to come up with our own title for our things.
Whatever. Anyway, it's called Back of the Box Trivia Movie Edition, which we played on episode 16. So 3 of the 4 contestants here have played before, but Robyn knows how it works because she listens to the show, allegedly.
I do.
But in case you're new here or you need a refresher, I will go and explain the rules. So I took pictures of the backs of movie boxes, and so I'm going to read the description of the movie while omitting key phrases, namely the title of the movie, the names of characters and actors and directors, and anything that will be dead giveaway.
Blank.
Yeah, I will say blank. If
Eugene.
no one
Blank.
if no one can get it with all of those blanks, then I will read it again while adding some things. Anyway, if you think you know the answer, you buzz in by saying your first name, and then you will state your answer. If not, then I will continue. If you get it incorrect, then I will continue reading, and then the next person buzzes in. Now, the most important rule: if you were the last person to have not answered and you buzz in, you have to put your hands behind your head, lean back in your chair, and say, "I could get used to this," and then give your answer. If you don't do that, you don't get the point. Now, sadly, the last time we played, that did not occur, which I was very disappointed in. Hopefully that can happen this time, but we will see. So, recap for last time. Eugene, who's not with us today, he ultimately won. He ran away with it at first, and then we kept playing, and Michael almost made a comeback, but Eugene won in the end. And so, now that Eugene's not here, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. So, any questions?
Nah.
Alrighty, let's get started. Make the leap to extreme action and non-stop excitement with the 2-disc special edition of Blank, loaded with thrilling special features, yada yada yada. Blank is a blank, a genetic anomaly with the power to instantly transport anywhere in the world. But when he discovers others like himself, Blank is thrust into the middle of an ancient war that threatens the very survival of his rare and extraordinary kind.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know which movie this is. I can't remember the title.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I have a name in my head. I have no idea if it relates to this movie. Should I try? Or if I sound stupid, are you going to judge me?
No.
Okay, Robyn. Transporter. Isn't that a movie? Is that it?
That is a movie, but that is incorrect.
Oh, well, try.
Yeah.
The title would make sense though.
Brandon. Jumper?
Correct.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, Brandon's on the board. All right. Blank is an upstanding family man whose wife and daughter were brutally murdered during a home invasion. When the killers are caught, Blank, a hotshot young Philadelphia prosecutor, is assigned to the case. Against his will, Blank is forced to offer one of the suspects a light sentence in exchange for testifying against his accomplice. Fast forward 10 years. The man who got away with murder is found dead, and Blank coolly admits his guilt.
Brandon? Law-abiding citizen?
That is correct.
Wow.
I've never heard of either of these movies.
Oh, I love Law Abiding Citizen.
I heard it was really good. It has
It's so good.
Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Adventure runs wild when renowned paleontologist Blank agrees to accompany a wealthy adventurer and his wife.
Michael. Jurassic Park. That's it? Jurassic Park?
That is incorrect.
Oh, dang it.
Did that one last time.
That's why I was like hesitant, but I was like, wait a second.
On an aerial tour of Isla Sorna, Blank's former breeding ground for prehistoric creatures. But when they're terrifyingly stranded, Blank discovers that his hosts are not what they seem, and the island's native inhabitants are smarter, faster, fiercer, and more brutal than he ever imagined in this heart-stomping thriller. Oh, you don't know?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Emily. Jurassic Park 2.
That is incorrect. Also not the full title of the movie, so I wouldn't have given you credit.
Meh.
Could you repeat?
I would be glad to. Adventure runs wild when renowned paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant agrees to accompany a wealthy adventurer.
Jurassic Park 3.
Yes.
That's the full name?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking that was the one because there isn't another one of a guy and his wife.
Yeah.
But technically they were separated.
Whatever.
Right.
I've never seen Jurassic. The second or the third.
Second one is
Same.
I like the second one. Third one's okay.
I saw
Yeah.
Jurassic World. You know.
I saw the first one and Jurassic World.
Okay. From acclaimed director Blank comes a dark fantasy thriller about a young girl who enters a mysterious blank and finds herself at the center of the ferocious battle between good and evil.
That's it?
That's
That's
it.
it?
Labyrinth?
That is incorrect.
Brandon.
Oh, is
Robyn.
it?
Oh.
Yeah, Brandon said first.
Pan's Labyrinth.
That is correct.
Oh, I knew
There's
this
so, like, the description is so
I
similar.
know!
I've never seen Labyrinth.
Okay.
What, like this movie or?
No, Pan's Labyrinth. I love Pan's
Oh, yeah, I
Labyrinth.
did too.
I've never seen Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brandon has 4 points. Now, on the Game Informer version, they played to 5 points, but I took a bunch of pictures, so we can play to 10.
Yes, please.
All right. From the studio that brought you the #1 super...
Sorry.
Take 2?
Again, this is the raw, unedited version, so your guys are going to enjoy that. I'll start over then. From the studio that brought you the #1 superhero movie of all time, Blank, comes Blank, the global phenomenon that teams Blank and Blank with their newest ally, the Blank, in a must-own epic blockbuster. Following the Battle of New York, Blank, aka...
Michael? Avengers Age of Ultron?
That is incorrect. Is living quietly in Washington, D.C., trying to adjust to modern life. But when a Blank colleague is attacked, Blank is caught in a web of intrigue that threatens the entire...
Brandon. Captain America Winter Soldier.
That is correct.
I'm going too soon. I need to, like, finish the
All right,
explanations.
so Brandon is stealing the show right now.
I'm the new Eugene.
Few movies capture the triumph of the human spirit as memorably as Blank. Blank and Blank star in this powerful nominee for 7 Academy Awards based on a Stephen King story. Blank plays Blank, a lifer who knows the ropes at Maine's Blank State Prison. Blank is a new inmate, Blank, a quiet banker, unjustly
Michael. Shawshank Redemption.
Well, it's the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my
God.
No,
Come on.
I'm just saying. The hangman did his job. Blank declared the condemned man dead. And yet Blank has emerged from the tomb to assert his deadly will over 1890 London.
Brandon, Sherlock Holmes.
That is correct.
We are not doing the.
I need some chick flips up in here.
Yeah, we're not doing the female gender very well
Yeah.
right now.
It's very sexist.
I have no answer to that.
I thought Michael was going to be like sipping the water, like, none of my business.
All right. Inspired by the extraordinary true story of a brilliant young master of deception and the FBI agent hot on his trail, Blank stars Oscar nominee Blank and two-time Academy Award
Brandon,
winner.
Catch Me If You Can.
That is correct. Come on.
You hadn't gotten that far. I'm sorry.
I thought it could have been The Fugitive.
Ooh,
like,
that's a
maybe.
good movie. Well, he's not.
I've never seen that movie either.
Well,
That was like 2 years
he's not
ago
a
when I
young
saw that,
master of
so.
deception.
That's
I
true. That's
listened to
true.
the Broadway soundtrack.
All right, score update. Brandon has 7 points, Michael has 1 point, and Emily and Robin are tied with 0 points.
Dang.
Together that makes 0.
Yep. All right. From the directors of Disney's Blank and Blank comes a spectacular new motion picture for the entire family. Buckle up for thrills and excitement as a classic story of friendship, courage, and self-discovery gets an incredible, futuristic twist for an all-new generation. It's a truly wonderful tale combined with stunning animation.
Robin. Meet the Robinsons.
That is incorrect.
I thought you were correct. Okay.
That's actually all this says. It actually doesn't describe the movie,
Well, then that could have been that.
but it's not.
Emily. Herbie Fully Loaded.
That is incorrect.
Could you repeat it? I want to hear it again.
From the directors of Disney's Aladdin and the Little Mermaid comes a spectacular new motion picture for the entire family. Buckle up for thrills and excitement as a classic story of friendship, courage, and self-discovery gets an incredible futuristic twist for an all-new generation.
Brandon, Treasure Planet.
That is correct.
I wanted to say something,
That's
but I was
all
like,
I'm
no,
gonna
I
say.
keep going too soon. No, wait.
He said at the beginning, the directors of Aladdin and the Little Mermaid.
My bad.
I think the cookie cake slowed us down.
All right, next one. Blank and Blank star in the year's most mind-bending psychological thriller directed by Blank. The nightmare begins when Blank, a mild-mannered dog catcher, begins reading a tattered, used book called Blank. Obsessed by the countless similarities between the...
Michael. 23.
That is incorrect.
The number... he said something else. I don't...
Obsessed by the countless similarities between the degenerate main character and himself, Walter plunges headlong into the same dark, seductive world. When the book's main character commits an unspeakable act, Walter is terrified that he's destined to follow the same twisted path.
Emily. The number 23.
That is correct.
I haven't even seen that movie. You just said it.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
I felt so bad, I just had to like...
I thought that he was saying it wasn't that, so I was really confused.
The follow-up to Blank, Blank reunites director Blank and star Blank, who reprises the role of Blank in his continuing war on crime. With the help of Blank and District Attorney Blank, Blank sets out to destroy organized crime.
Brandon.
Brandon was
The Dark Knight.
That is correct. All right, Brandon is on game point right now. From legendary Fright Master Blank and Academy Award nominated director Blank comes one of the most tense and terrifying films since Blank. After a mysterious Blank envelops a small New England town, a group of locals trapped in a supermarket must battle a siege of otherworldly
Brandon.
creatures.
The Mist.
That is correct. Brandon takes it.
I haven't heard of most of those.
It's an interesting movie.
Oh, I love that.
I actually
movie.
really like it.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
so good.
Mr. Fogg. Mr. Fogg.
I saw it in my head. Like, I remember the scene when they're in the supermarket. So then I was like, what is it called?
That was
What is it
disappointing.
called?
It's okay.
Well,
Do I even like movies? Come on. What's wrong with me?
all right, let's keep going. If you guys want, I can keep score for the bonus round.
Sure.
All right,
I got my 0,
just for fun.
so.
Set in an imaginative world that only blank and blank could capture, Blank has been hailed as a masterpiece by critics and audiences everywhere. Supported by a stellar cast including Blank and Blank, Blank's spellbinding performance as Blank brilliantly elevates Blank's dark vision of a wronged man obsessed with revenge. Blank is mighty entertainment that will win your heart with a vengeance.
That was very vague.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do it again. Set in an imaginative world that only Tim Burton and
Brandon! Crap, I don't know how to say this whole... I don't have the whole title. Damn it!
I know what it is.
I just know Sweeney Todd. It's not the whole title.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of something. I don't remember.
I can't give it to you.
Yeah.
Michael.
I zero that one.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
That is correct.
We can't just say Sweeney Todd.
Nope.
He's very particular about his things.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell.
We'll be living with that forever, so.
That was your choice.
4 perfect killers, 1 perfect crime. Critically acclaimed for its raw power and breathtaking ferocity, it's the brilliant American gangster movie from classic writer-director Blank. They were perfect strangers assembled to pull off the perfect crime. Then their simple robbery explodes into a bloody ambush and the ruthless killers realize one of them is a police informer. But which one?
Emily. Reservoir Dogs?
That is correct. Blank is a Revolution, an action-packed epic featuring stunning visual effects and creatures unlike anything seen before. At the story's heart is Blank, a chimpanzee who gains human-like intelligence and emotions.
Michael. Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
That is correct. Miracles happen in unexpected places, even on death row at Blank. There, Blank, a prisoner with supernatural powers.
Brandon, the Green Mile.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
The future of law enforcement meets the ultimate. Oh wait, never mind. When a good cop Blank gets blown away by ruthless thugs,
Brandon?
innovative.
RoboCop.
That is correct. But is it the original or the reboot? I'm just kidding.
That was a good one. Wait, can you tell me?
It's the original.
I was gonna say original. Have you seen it?
Sure.
Yeah, I've seen both. I thought the reboot was really good.
See, I didn't get to see the reboot.
I liked it.
I've never seen either.
Okay, let's see. Just one person can make a difference. In the Blank far south of Blank, a trainer named Blank is on a sinister quest, catching the legendary Blank, and Blank, in an attempt to awaken Blank, the guardian of the sea. When Blank and friends arrive, the islanders ask him to gather 3 elemental force.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I know the full title. Pokemon 2000, The Power of One.
It's Pokemon the movie 2000, but I'll give it to you.
Okay. The Power of One part was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This would have been a lot easier if it was all the movies that he had at his apartment, because I know what he has.
I have this at my apartment.
Oh. Well,
I have RoboCop in my apartment. I have Green Mile. I have Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I have Reservoir Dogs.
all I know is went to half price books, and I was like, I'm screwed.
Well,
Just saying.
buckle up and hang on tight. The discovery of a parallel universe launches you into the adventure of a lifetime. Blank and Blank, 2 wacky plumbers, undertake a daring quest to save a princess in Blank, a hidden world where inhabitants evolved from dinosaurs. Blank and Blank face deadly challenges from a diabolical lizard king and must battle giant reptilian Goombas, outwit misfit thugs, and undermine a sinister scheme to take over the world. Blast off for non-stop excitement with Blank, the live-action throw ride that dazzled moviegoers everywhere. That's a bald-faced line, but
everywhere.
whatever.
Do you want to do this one or me?
Go ahead.
Michael, the Super Mario Brothers.
It's the Super Mario Brothers movie, but I guess.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, but I thought there was gonna be this weird long title.
No, it was movie, Super Mario Bros. Movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
Prepare for adventure when the most original film in years that thrilled audiences of all ages drops on Blu-ray. From Blank comes a hilarious arcade game hopping journey in Disney's Blank.
Brandon, Wreck-It Ralph.
That is correct.
I was gonna say it, but then you said it.
What?
I was gonna say my name, but then you said your name.
The discovery of an ancient pyramid buried in Antarctica sends a team of scientists...
Brandon! Alien vs. Predator.
That is correct. Prepare to get blanked for the ride of your life. Blank.
Sorry, some kind of like,
Alright,
ecstasy
so
drug.
Blank is an unstoppable force in this action-packed international thriller that will have you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. When his estranged daughter is kidnapped in Paris, a former spy sets out to find her at any cost. Relying on his special skills, he tracks down the ruthless gang that abducted her and launches a one-man war to bring them to justice and rescue his daughter.
Michael, Taken.
That is correct.
I was seriously gonna say that, but I was like, because I was like, it's not gonna be it. I'm gonna sound stupid.
When you said prepare for the ride of your life, I was like, okay, so this is the Fast and Furious movie. Which one? And that's what I was thinking for at first.
I haven't seen those movies. I heard it and I was like, I know it's the one with the voice message where he's like...
The first one's the only one you need to watch. The other two are not good. From director Blank comes an action-packed thrill ride that's explosive, mind-blowing assault on the senses. Blank and Blank lead an all-star cast as residents of an isolated high-tech compound. But when they discover they're actually clones and worth more dead than alive, they stage a daring escape. Battling an unfamiliar environment and an armed team of mercenaries in hot pursuit, they'll risk their lives and freedom to save those left behind and reveal the truth about Blank.
I know what this is. I know I've seen it, but I did not know the name.
I know you've seen it too.
Oh, have I seen it with you?
Yeah.
Can you say what that starts with?
No. Five.
Oh my god.
Four.
That's it.
3, 2, 1. The answer is The Island.
Never heard of that.
Really? It's really good.
Who made that one?
Michael Bay.
That's right.
Starring Ian McGregor and Scarlett Johansson.
The thing that
And Sean
hinted
Bean.
at me was explosive.
There are a lot of explosions in that movie.
I do know that.
Yeah, it's Michael Bay.
Also, Michael Bay.
Yeah. He reused a scene from that movie in Transformers 3
Really?
on the highway.
All right. Every year in the ruins of what was once North America, the blank of the nation
Brandon.
of...
The Hunger Games.
That is correct. Blank follows 3 seemingly anonymous high school seniors as they attempt to finally make a name for themselves. Their idea is innocent enough. Let's throw a party that no one will forget, but nothing could prepare them for this party.
Robyn. Project X.
That is correct.
I've always wanted to see
What?
that movie.
It's a good movie.
Is
It's
it?
funny.
Project X.
That's what I know, right? Go figure.
Modern and mythical worlds collide in this thunderous fantasy adventure starring blank, blank, and blank. Blank is no ordinary teenager. He just learned he's the son of blank and is
Brandon.
accused...
Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief.
That is correct. Not a good movie.
The
No.
books were good.
The books are awesome.
I believe you. I just never read them. There are 1,000 ways to raise your adrenaline, and today Hitman Blank will need every one. He has 1 hour to settle the score and say goodbye to his girl and go out with a little style. The only question is, will he stay alive long enough to see it happen? There are 1,000 ways to raise your adrenaline, and today Hitman Chev Chelios will need every one. He has 1 hour to settle the score and say goodbye to his girl and go out with a little style. The only question is, will he stay alive long enough to see it happen?
Y'all keep looking at me. Am I supposed to know this?
I don't know. Brandon Hitman?
That is incorrect. 5, 4,
Have I seen this movie?
3,
No.
2, 1. The answer is Crank.
Nope.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the one with Jason Statham?
Yeah.
The one where he has like...
Oh, that movie's so bad that it's good.
That's why I don't remember it.
Alright. Blank, 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 and blank star in this thrilling next chapter of blank. It is 2026 and humanity has been pushed to near extinction by a deadly virus. When a group of survivors...
Is it Contagion?
That is incorrect. When a group of survivors desperate to find a new source of power travels into the woods near San
Michael.
Francisco...
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That is correct.
That's very off.
I've never seen any of the Planet of the Apes movies.
We're talking
They're
about
so
something
good.
spreading. So.
That's the one with Gary Oldman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna guess.
It's the newest one.
That was my next thought.
It was really
I saw that at
good.
the drive-in. It was scary at the drive-in.
I watched it at my house for myself in like the 6th grade, and I almost peed my pants.
What?
At one of
Which
the
movie?
jump
I Am
scares.
Legend.
Ooh,
It
that's
was
a
the
good movie.
second movie at the drive-in, so it was like 11 or something. It was scary. I stayed in the car for that one.
Moving on. The creative minds behind blank's blank, groundbreaking animated blockbusters invite you back inside the toy box for a heartwarming and hilarious high-definition movie experience you'll never forget. In blank, and the rest of the blank gang return for an all-new adventure along with a few new faces. Some plastic, some plush, including blank's counterpart, blank.
Robyn. Toy Story 2.
That is incorrect.
Emily. Toy Story 3.
That is correct.
The whole time I was like, I don't know
Which one is it?
Have the time of your life with Disney's fun-filled comedy blank, a thrilling adventure that takes you to a whole new world full of imagination and surprises. It's a masterpiece, raved John Anderson of Newsday. Join a brilliant young inventor named Blank as he sets off on a time-traveling journey to find the family he never knew.
Robyn. Meet the Robinsons.
That is correct.
Thank you. Alex loves that movie.
I do.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the podcast.
Yes. Also, your top 5.
Dang. Okay. Let's not do this here. Alright.
What's in your mouth? Don't you want plastic?
Vying for the title of world's greatest villain, Blank, along with his hilarious crew of mischievous
Brandon,
blanks.
Despicable Me.
That is correct.
What?
Yeah.
How did you know that? Do you have a weird minion thing?
Do you
Nope.
know the answers to all these anyway?
No, I actually don't. Because despite being his co-host, he treats me as more as an assistant.
Basically. In this charming, critically acclaimed tale of rumors and reputation, Blank, an average high school student, sees her below-the-radar existence turn around overnight once she decides to use the school's gossip grapevine to advance her social standing. Now her classmates are turning against her, and the school board is becoming concerned, including her favorite teacher. And the
Michael.
distraction...
Mean Girls.
That is
No! Emily. ECA.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that in
I really
forever.
thought it was Mean Girls.
No.
I haven't seen that forever.
She hasn't become popular.
He's not wrong. I mean,
I could see
Mean
it.
Girls. Whatever. Okay. When all else fails, they don't. They are Blank, a top secret elite strike force featuring the best operatives from around the globe. After a high-tech secret weapon is stolen by the mysterious and evil Blank organization, the Blanks must race against time to stop Blank from using the weapon and plunging the world into chaos. Starring Blank, 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 and Blank, Blank is the ultimate action thrill ride.
That could be anything.
Alright, do we start over?
Yeah.
When all else fails, they don't. They are Blank, a top secret elite strike force featuring the best operatives from around the globe. After a high-tech secret weapon is stolen by the mysterious and evil Cobra organization,
Michael. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
it's the Rise of Cobra, but yeah. So for bonus points, Michael and Brandon are tied,
What?
and Emily has 3 points, and Robyn has 2 points. Factoring in Brandon's original 10 points, though, he's way ahead. just saying.
I'll catch up.
Yep. In the emotionally charged adventure, Blank, Academy Award winner Blank stars as Blank, a reluctant hero who is swept into the American Revolution when the war reaches his home and threatens his family. A hero of the fierce French and Indian conflict, Blank had renounced fighting forever to raise his family in peace. But when the British arrive at his South Carolina home and endanger what he holds
Brandon,
most...
the revolutionary?
That is incorrect. Threatens what he holds most dear, Blank takes up arms alongside his idealistic patriot son, Blank, and leads a brave rebel militia into the battle against a relentless and overwhelming English army. In the process, he discovers the only way to protect his family is to fight for a young nation's freedom. In the emotionally charged adventure, Blank, Academy Award winner Mel Gibson stars as Benjamin Martin, a reluctant hero who is swept into the American Revolution when the war reaches his home and threatens his family. A hero of the fierce French and Indian conflict, Martin had renounced fighting forever to raise his family in peace. But when the British arrive at his South Carolina home and endanger what he holds most dear, Martin takes up arms alongside his idealistic patriot son, Gabriel, and leads a brave rebel militia into battle against a relentless and overwhelming English
Damn it, I said
army.
the wrong word.
In the process, he discovers the only way to protect his family is to fight for a young nation's
Emily?
freedom.
The revolution.
That is incorrect. Okay, so nobody has a guess?
Nope.
No.
Is it one word?
It's, no. Can't say it.
The answer is The Patriot.
Oh, I remember when you got that movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's actually pretty good.
I like it.
Before Mel Gibson went all crazy.
Brandon, you've seen a lot of odd movies, but not a lot of, like, really good movies.
Yeah, it's kind of true. No, that is true.
Misfit detectives Blank and Blank are sentenced to life behind the desk. They hate each other and the monotony of their meaningless jobs as they're forced to live in the shadow of the two biggest and most badass cops on the
Brandon?
force.
The other guys?
That is correct.
Yeah. Never seen that.
Yes, you have. We watched it together.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
I don't remember that. You have to understand, only so much information stays in his brain, and it's not about movies.
Welcome to Blank, Blank's Heart of Darkness. At the center of the shadow rises Blank, a festering depository of the vile, dangerous, and the delirious, with an ever-growing population courtesy of Blank. But when Blank foils Blank's latest caper and a crucial piece of evidence needs to be secretly recovered from Blank, the solution comes from an unexpected source. A covert government strike team assembled from Blank's underworld. The assassin Blank leads Blank, a bunch of characters, a roster of rogues who know Blank and its residents all too well. Get ready for an all-out assault as Blank faces a fearless legion of criminals with nothing to lose. Some will live, some will die, and some just want revenge. It's an unadulterated adventure through the criminal mind in the latest Blank animated movie.
Animated?
Michael. Batman Assault on Arkham.
That is correct.
At first I was like, wait,
No.
they don't have a Suicide Squad DVD.
That was my thought too. I was like, that sounds a lot like what that would be on there.
So, quick shout out to our next episode where we're going to be talking about Assault on Arkham. So don't forget to watch it and send in your emails to abcpodcast92@gmail.com. It's Samantha Baker's Sweet 16, and no one in her family remembers the important occasion.
Emily! 16 Candles.
That is correct.
What did you hear me? I was about to say it.
How many times have you said that?
I made him watch it.
That is
Whoa.
true.
I love that.
You've seen
movie.
it, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
It's your birthday.
Blank is determined to avenge her father's blood by capturing Blank, the man who shot and killed him for 2 pieces of gold. Just 14, she enlists the help of Blank, a one-eyed
Brandon.
trigger...
True Grit?
That is correct. But is it the original or the remake?
Remake.
Yeah.
I was about to say it too.
I've seen both. I like them both. I
I've
don't
only seen
prefer.
the
I don't prefer
movie.
one over the other.
Yeah.
Unlike 310 to Yuma, the original is way better.
Oh, who was in that movie? I
The
forgot.
remake?
Yeah,
Russell Crowe and Christian Bale.
that's right.
Yeah. And Logan Lerman, I think.
Who was that?
He's the kid. He's Percy Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah. Blank's life is over. His pathetic old one, anyway. Fortunately, it is all because of a girl. Enter sizzling hot Fox, who crashes into his life and introduces him to Blank, a secret society of assassins led by the enigmatic Blank.
Brandon, Wanted?
That is correct.
Wow.
Don't remember.
I don't know what that is.
I couldn't remember the title, but
It's
yeah,
the movie where they curve the bullets.
It's the Angelina Jolie
Yep.
one, right?
Yeah.
With Morgan
I
Freeman.
think I've seen that.
And
I've never even heard of it.
Professor Xavier, what's his name?
Patrick Stewart?
No,
No.
Oh, James McAvoy.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
That's him?
Mhm.
Oh my god, you're
Yeah,
right.
and Chris Pratt is his boss.
What?
Chris Pratt is his boss.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because there's this picture.
It's
where
been a long
like,
time since I've seen this movie.
It's like throwback to when Professor X smacked a keyboard over Star-Lord's face.
Jeez.
Okay, so score update. So bonus round. Brandon has 10 points, so he's won twice. Michael has 8 points. Emily has 4 points, and Robyn has 2 points.
Disgrace. We are a disgrace.
You'd be hard pressed to find a bigger family film than this chaotic comedy starring Blank and Academy Award winner Blank as the parents of 18 children. Based on a true story and co-starring Blank and Blank, Blank keeps the laughs coming in a clean, wholesome family comedy. The population explosion occurs when widowed Navy nurse...
And yours, mine, and ours.
But is it the original or the remake?
That does not matter.
Wait,
Actually, technically it does, because in the remake, he's in the Coast Guard. But in the original, he's in the Navy. But I'll give it to
wait,
you.
what's the,
way
what's the
too
movie?
much about these
Yours,
movies.
mine, and ours. Yours, mine, and
Yours,
ours.
mine, and ours.
Oh.
That's what I thought it was at first, and I was
I
like,
couldn't think of the. I was like,
Are there
what are the
18?
words that fit in it? I was like, I know yours and mine. What's the last word?
Everyone's favorite larger-than-life hero returns in Blank, the number one comedy of all time, hailed by critics and audiences alike as even better than its Oscar-winning predecessor. USA Today proclaims there are so many jokes and jests, not even a jelly-bellied Blank could consume them all in one sitting. Happily Ever After never seems so far, far away when
Brandon?
a trip...
Shrek 2?
That is correct.
Have I seen Shrek 2?
What?
I've seen Shrek, obviously. The first one. I used to have the game on my
See,
My-
when you said game, that got Alex's attention.
what is it?
GBA.
My Game Boy. No,
the Game Boy
the one that
DS
flips
Color?
or the SP.
SP.
Yeah, that one.
That's what I just said. I said GBA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's Game Boy Advanced.
Yeah. SP.
Oh,
It's
I
the
hear
same.
SP.
It's the same console generation. Gosh,
Well,
Brandon.
I had that and I had
Scroll.
Shrek in it. Just put that way.
I
I'm sorry, which
Tobey Maguire games in mine and Miss Pac-Man.
What is this doing here, anyways?
We used it for a plate while we were eating.
Oh, you guys could have told me I had plates.
Well, too late.
In this heart-racing science fiction adventure, Blank, two squabbling brothers are propelled into deepest, darkest space while playing a mysterious game discovered...
Zathura.
That is correct.
Say that again.
Zathura. It has Josh Hutcherson in it.
That is
Oh,
true.
I know what
And
you're talking
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is her.
And Dax Shepard.
What?
Who?
Oh, yeah!
Dax Shepard, he's Kristen Bell's husband, IRL. Never mind. Suit up for action with Blank in the ultimate adventure movie you've been waiting for, Blank. When jet-setting genius industrialist Blank is captured in enemy
Brandon.
territory... It's like you guys aren't even trying.
My reaction time is just really slow. I'm just like, oh, is that Iron Man? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna go say Iron Man now. And then I just don't.
It's the cookie cake, man.
Blank plays Blank, a straight-A go-getter determined to be president of Blank's student body. Popular teacher Blank decides to derail Blank's obsessive overachieving by recruiting an opposition candidate. Blank never imagines that stopping Blank is like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube.
This
That's
sounds
it?
like the Bob's Burger
That's
episode
it.
we listened to, we watched yesterday.
I know.
Today. That's all I can think of right now. Can you add more?
Reese Witherspoon plays Tracy Flick, a straight-A go-getter determined to be president of Carver High's student body. Popular teacher Jim McAllister, played by Matthew Broderick, decides to derail Tracy's obsessive overachieving by recruiting an opposition candidate. Mr. M never imagines that stopping Tracy is like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube.
I've heard of this.
I haven't.
I don't know the title, though.
Going once, going twice. The answer is Election.
Never heard of that.
It was okay.
You've seen it?
I have. From the Academy Award-winning creators of Blank comes the action-packed animated adventure about the mundane and incredible lives of a house full of superheroes.
Emily, The Incredibles.
That is correct.
I almost raised my hand.
When a lethal airborne virus with the power to wipe out humanity is unleashed, the worldwide medical community races to find a vaccine and stop the panic from spreading. Starring Academy Award winners blank, 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 and Academy Award nominees blank and blank, this edge-of-your-seat thriller follows the deadly path of a virus that is beyond containment.
Robyn. Contagion.
That is correct.
The Happening.
Oh, God. Set in New York underworld where nothing is as it seems, Blank is an action-packed, fun-as-hell roller coaster ride. When down on his luck, Blank stumbles into a running feud between the city's most feared crime bosses. He ignites an all-out war. Tracked by a mystery assassin and distracted by his flirtatious neighbor, Blank must try to cheat death by turning the tables on the gangsters. If you take the best parts of Pulp Fiction, The Usual Suspects, and The Professional, what you get is Blank. Set in the New York underworld where nothing is as it seems, Blank is an action-packed, fun-as-hell roller coaster ride. When down on his luck, Blank, played by Josh Hartnett, stumbles into a running feud between the city's most feared crime bosses, Morgan Freeman and Ben Kingsley. He ignites an all-out war. Tracked by a mystery assassin, Bruce Willis, and distracted by his flirtatious neighbor, Lucy Liu, Blank must try to cheat death by turning the tables on the gangsters.
I got nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly.
Lucky number Slevin.
Lucky
Never heard
number
of
what?
that.
Slevin.
Slevin?
Slevin.
Never.
Oh, so good. So good. The last man on Earth is not alone. Blank portrays the lone survivor in Blank, the action epic fusing heart-pounding...
Emily? I Am Legend?
That is correct.
I was thinking about it and then I was like, was it the last one? I couldn't remember.
They've got the adrenaline rush and the mean machines, but most of all, they've got the extreme need for speed. On the turbocharged streets of Los Angeles, every night is a championship race. With nitro-boosted fury, Blank rules the road, turning all his challenges into dust. He and his rival, Blank, are the boldest, the baddest, and the best. But now there's new rage on the road. They know he's tough, they know he's fast.
Brandon? Fast and Furious?
That is incorrect.
Is it the Fast and Furious?
Well, you just gave it away for everybody, but yeah. So nobody gets the point. He said it.
Honestly, that was just a lucky guess because I have out of 6 movies to pick out of, so I just
Actually, 7.
Is this somewhere came out?
Yeah, Furious 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
That's what I was going to
See,
say.
I really don't follow these movies.
Wow. Academy Award winner Blank and Blank join forces to bring you the heart-pounding thriller that is Blank. Blank earns his living in a seedy Las Vegas magic act, but his ability to see a few minutes into the future is authentic. Government agent Blank knows this and relentlessly recruits him to help thwart a terrorist group from detonating a nuclear bomb in the heart of Los Angeles. But will the reluctant hero join the desperate race against the clock by daring to see what is Blank? Featuring non-stop action, explosive special effects, and adrenaline-charged special features, this is an exciting adventure you won't want to miss. Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage, Julianne Moore, and Jessica Biel join forces to bring you the heart-pounding thriller that is Blank. Chris Johnson, Cage, earns his living in a seedy Las Vegas magic act, but his ability to see a few minutes into the future is authentic. Government agent Callie Ferris, Oscar nominee Moore, knows this and relentlessly recruits him to help thwart a terrorist group from detonating a nuclear bomb in the heart of Los Angeles. Will the reluctant hero join the desperate race against the clock by daring to see what is Blank? Featuring non-stop action, explosive special effects, and adrenaline-charged special features, this is an exciting adventure you won't want to miss.
Still no.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is next.
I would have never
Have I
gotten
seen
that.
that?
I don't know.
I'm
It's
singing myself.
okay. It's okay.
Next.
Ha! The plan was flawless. The execution was perfect. Blank pulled off the crime of a lifetime. The one thing he didn't plan on was being double-crossed. Now he wants more than the job's payoff. He wants payback. Blank is electrifying as Blank in this fast and furious action adventure. Along with a drop-dead gorgeous safecracker, Blank and his team take off to re-steal the loot and end up in a pulse-pounding, pedal-to-the-metal chase that careens up, down, above, and below the streets of Los Angeles. With an ensemble all-star cast that also includes Blank, 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 and Blank, Blank is hot.
Fury 7, Robyn.
That is incorrect.
Michael, Fast 5.
That is incorrect.
Brandon, Fast and Furious 6.
That is incorrect.
I've never seen any of these movies.
Just guess
Okay,
one.
well, I'll give you a hint. It's not a Fast and Furious movie.
Whoa!
What?
What? Oh! Can you read it again?
Sure.
The rest of us are just
Oh wait,
like,
doesn't she have to do the thing?
If I guess.
The plan was flawless. The execution was perfect. Charlie Croker pulled off the crime of a lifetime. The one thing he didn't plan on was being double-crossed. Now he wants more than the job's payoff. He wants payback. Mark Wahlberg is electrifying as Croker in this fast and furious action adventure. Along with a drop-dead gorgeous safecracker, Charlize Theron, Croker and his team take off to re-steal the loot and end up in a pulse-pounding, pedal-to-the-metal chase that careens up, down, and below the streets of Los Angeles. With an ensemble all-star cast that also includes Edward Norton, Seth Green, Jason Statham, Mos Def, Frankie G, and Donald Sutherland, Blank is hot.
What is it?
It's the Italian Job.
Oh, I never would have
Never heard
guessed
of
that.
An amazing cast of big screen favorites is directed by Blank, and special guest director Blank in an acclaimed and visually stunning hit that's the coolest movie of the year. Straight from the pages of Blank's hip series of Blank graphic novels, Blank stars as a cop with a bum ticker and a vow to protect a sexy stripper. Blank is as an outcast misanthrope on a mission to avenge the death of his one true love.
Brandon, Sin City.
That is correct.
Oh, I didn't know if it was that one or the random spin-off that just came out.
Oh yeah, which one was that one?
A Dame to Kill For.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Raised in the African bush country by her zoologist parents, Blank thinks she knows all about the survival of the fittest.
Robyn.
Like,
Mean Girls.
That is correct.
there's the Mean Girls. There it is.
Oh wow, there's still a bunch left.
Oh, good lord.
We don't need to do all.
Do the
Well,
ones that will know.
No. FBI agent Blank knows how to stop elusive terrorist Blank. He'll become him. Blank undergoes a futuristic surgery that has Blank's face mapped onto his, then infiltrates...
Michael, Face Off.
That is correct.
What?
That is the weirdest movie.
Face Off? You ever heard of Face Off?
No.
So John Travolta is an FBI agent and Nicolas Cage is a terrorist.
No.
And they capture Cage at the beginning of the movie and then they decide to infiltrate his gang by having them swap faces. They cut off each other's faces.
And the whole thing is like, it's so wacky because it's John Travolta doing Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Cage doing John Travolta. It's great.
It's awesome. Written and directed by Blank and featuring an award-winning cast, Blank stars as Blank, a slave who teams up with bounty hunter Blank.
Brandon.
Oh!
Django. Unchained.
That's correct.
You almost missed up.
Blank doesn't expect much when she moves to the small town of Blank until she meets the mysterious and handsome Blank, a boy who's hiding a dark secret. He's a Blank.
Emily! Twilight.
That's correct. Blank leads an all-star cast, including Blank, in this hilarious blockbuster hit. When Blank is hired as Blank Night Watchman, he soon discovers that all the exhibits come to
Robyn.
life.
Night at the Museum.
That's correct. But is it the original or the...
Oh my god!
Which one? A single phone call can change a man's life, or possibly end it. Blank delivers a captivating, off-the-hook performance as Blank, a self-centered New York City publicist who suddenly finds himself on the deadly end of a high-powered rifle scope. Now it's a real-time race against the clock as Blank must outwit a psychotic sniper in a frantic scramble from Blank to freedom.
Oh, I've seen this. Michael. Phone booth?
That is correct.
I've never heard of
I think
that.
you should
Oh, I like that movie.
like if you're
Yeah.
unsure, just say read it again, and then he gives you more information.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't make me remember the title.
Broadway bound, Blank take Manhattan by storm in this magical musical about breaking into show business. Fresh out of college, Blank, and the entire cast of Blank's musical Blank head for the Big Apple with plans to turn their small play into a big hit. All they need now is someone to produce their show. But when no one in town will even meet with them, it's up to Blank to believe hard enough for all of his friends that the show will go on. Family entertainment has never been more fun.
Brandon? The Muppets?
That is incorrect. Family entertainment has never been more fun than in this musical marking Blank's solo directorial debut.
Muppets is a good guess, though.
Thanks.
Was I even on the right track?
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
Broadway bound, the Blank take Manhattan by storm in this magical musical about breaking into show business. Fresh out of college, Kermit, Fozzie...
Emily, the Muppets movie.
That is incorrect. Dang it. Fresh out of college, Kermit, Fozzie, and the entire cast of Kermit's musical Manhattan Melodies head for the Big Apple with plans to turn their small play into a big hit. All they need now is someone to produce their show.
Michael. Muppets Take Manhattan.
What's the Muppets take Manhattan?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Next guess.
When Blank's name emerges from the Blank, he becomes a competitor in a grueling battle for glory among 3 Blank schools, the Blank. But since Blank never submitted his name for the tournament, who did?
Emily! I was first!
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
That is correct.
in all of us at once. I was a little slow, though.
When Blank's latest contraption accidentally destroys the town square and rockets up into the clouds, he thinks his inventing career is over. Then something amazing happens.
Robyn. Crowley that shoots some meatballs.
That is correct.
Emily, do you remember the kid?
What?
The little kid with Dynamo?
What about him?
Because, like, he did, like...
Oh,
this
yeah.
reminded me of that.
Blank is perfectly cast as the fiercest and most relentless killing machine ever to threaten the survival of mankind. A genuine steel metal trap of a movie, the Blank fires an arsenal of thrills, intriguing plot twists, and heart-stopping suspense that never lets up for a minute. In 2029, giant supercomputers dominate the planet, hell-bent on exterminating the human race. And to destroy man's future by changing the past, they send an indestructible cyborg, a Blank, back in time to kill Blank, the woman whose unborn son will become mankind's...
The Terminator?
That is correct.
Oh, I couldn't
didn't-
think of the name. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
Yeah, I was
what
trying to
is it
figure out
called?
which one it
one,
was. Yeah.
I've never seen any of them.
So good. Well,
They are.
2 of them are so good.
Yeah.
I enjoy number 3. It's not good, but I enjoyed it. It's one of those movies that you just enjoy for the sake of it.
Okay, we're down to our last 3.
Okay.
In the role that made him one of the world's biggest stars, Blank rides into the danger zone in the smash hit film that defined the modern-day blockbuster. Blank plays Blank, a hotshot flyer who is sent to the Navy's prestigious Blank program. But in order to become the best of the best, he'll need the help of his wingman,
Michael.
and
Top Gun.
that's correct. In the first chapter of the terrifying Blank saga, the crew of the spaceship Blank answers a distress signal from a desolate planet, only to discover a deadly life form that breeds within human hosts.
Brandon? Alien?
That's correct.
Man, I was zoned out.
I've never seen that one either.
I've seen all of them. Because of Ali.
Yeah. Former high school foes turned rookie cop partners can't catch a break until they're assigned...
Robyn! 21 Jump Street, aka my favorite movie.
That is correct. And that is our last one. So final scores are for the real round that actually counts. We have Robyn with 0 points, Emily with 1 point, Michael with 1 point, and Brandon with 10 points. And then for the bonus round, Brandon had 16 points, Michael had 13 points, and Emily and Robyn both had 8 points. So yeah.
More fairly balanced.
Hi. So this is kind of awkward, but when we were doing the main recording, I forgot to do the fanfic fights, and I didn't want to end our 21 episode long streak of doing that, so I roped Robyn into doing an impromptu one. So I had a really good one lined up with the 5 of us, so I'll save that one, but for our fanfic fights this week, we have Cisco Ramon from The Flash versus Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. So it's the Battle of the Inventors. So, Robyn, ladies first. Why is Cisco a better inventor than Dexter?
I guess you chose for me then. I was gonna pick Cisco anyway, so that's okay. Cisco would be a better inventor because... Actually, you know what? You go first because I need to think.
No, I already said you're going first, so you have to go first.
Okay. Well, why would he be a better inventor? Well, he is in the show, obviously The Flash, where they're going through all these things that they had never even imagined would happen as the... What's it called again? The machine.
Particle accelerator?
The particle accelerator exploded and they all got powers. Should I not say who? Is that a spoiler?
Whatever.
Yeah, including him. So, so he wasn't even prepared for what would happen when the Flash got his powers. And so he had to automatically adapt all of his skills and inventing so that he'd be able to come up with things that would work with the powers of the metahumans, including, even though it backfired on him, he made the freeze gun to stop the Flash, which he would probably never would have even thought of making something like that because metahumans didn't exist until then. So clearly he would be a better inventor because he is just really on top of things when it comes to making up new things to be able to be ready for everything that comes at him.
Are you done?
Yeah, for now.
So Dexter, who doesn't have a last name, he is a boy genius. He has a giant laboratory set up underneath his house with a complicated series of tubes and things that connect throughout the house so that he can get down there whenever he needs to, from wherever he needs to. And Unfortunately, he doesn't have very great security because his annoying sister, Dee, gets in there all the time. But Dexter is a genius because, well, first of all, he managed to build all of this by himself without any help, without his parents knowing, and without using his parents' money. So, I mean, that takes a lot of ingenuity. He's also invented lots of things, like a machine that enables him to slow down time, to like crawl. He gave a dog the ability to speak one time. He's invented like robots and like death machines, and he also has this pet monkey who has superpowers, and he is a crime fighter at night. And yeah, so basically Dexter just has everything it takes to build whatever he wants to. And since he's so young, he's got lots of time to grow up and learn more and invent even cooler and more awesome things than he can invent now, which are already super cool and awesome. So he's clearly the superior inventor.
Well, I think something Cisco that you mentioned has over Dexter is the fact that he has more resources because he has this money behind the big lab. And that gives him more opportunity to make cooler things. And clearly some of the things you're saying that Dexter makes doesn't really have to do with, helping people, where Cisco is making things to help fight against the metahumans and make sure everyone's safe. So I think even just his reasoning for being an inventor just gives him a stronger will to do more awesome things.
Well, I disagree because Dexter does it for the love of science and inventing, not out of some sort of superiority over people where like, oh, I'm helping the world. That doesn't matter. What matters is science.
Well, science will only go so far if the whole world's dead. So, I think that makes us go win because he's clearly going to be able to save everyone. So, what does it matter if Dexter can make all these things if no one's there to see it because he's dead? And everyone's dead.
Because he would save himself with his technology. And he could save other people too, probably. Just because you invent something to do one thing doesn't mean that it can't be used for something else.
Well, let's just find out what everyone else thinks. Because clearly, I'm winning. Okay.
Well, that is it for our fanfic fights this week. Hopefully you got some sort of enjoyment out of it. We need to know who you thought won, so don't forget to email us, abcpodcast92@gmail.com. And now I will go back to the conclusion that I had already recorded with everyone else, because this is just going to be like a Frankenstein's monster of audio recording, and I'll figure out how to put it all together in a little while when I edit it. But thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And now back to me. So that is it for our show this week.
I can get used to this.
Still didn't happen. I'm sad. You guys need to be more reckless with your guesses.
Yeah, like either we're forgetting or I don't know.
I hadn't heard of 80% of those movies, so
my brain just doesn't work that fast. Just gonna be honest here.
Anyway, so real quick before we get out of here, again, don't forget to watch Assault on Arkham and send us your emails before we record our next show. Our email is abcpodcast92@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at AtariAlex. That's also my username for Snapchat and Instagram if you want to follow me there. You can find Brandon on Twitter. His Twitter name is in my Twitter bio because he refuses to change it to something that's actually easy to spell. Anybody else?
We have to sing Alex happy birthday because we haven't done that yet.
Why did you say it like that?
What is that supposed to mean? What? Who's starting? Emily, go.
no.
Okay, on what?
On one or after one?
After one. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Thank you.
He's 24, if anybody wanted to know.
Yep.
Man, almost halfway to 30.
Yep.
What?
It's a little more than halfway to 30.
Halfway to 30 is 15.
I think he passed that a while ago.
I don't know what I was thinking when I said that. I was gonna say 5 until 30. 5 until 30. That's almost halfway. Screw this, man. I'm so tired.
Almost half of 10 until.
No, I meant almost. Freaking forget it.
Halfway through your 20s. That's probably what you were thinking. I don't know. Maybe not.
Probably better to say that.
Almost halfway to 30. He's almost halfway to 50.
Thanks.
Does anybody else want to plug their social media?
Just find me on the tweets about cats that Alex is tweeting.
Please don't find me.
Lily's like, stay away. Follow me on Twitter at Mike4Movies. And then
Is it the letter or the word?
it's the word for, FOR. You know,
That is an
for,
important distinction.
clarification. And then I review stuff sometimes on letterboxd.com. Just search my name.
If you want to see embarrassing pictures of Alex, you can follow me on Instagram.
Or ask me for memes.
Subscribe to our channel on YouTube and leave us an iTunes review because that helps us grow our listener base, which is cool. And yeah, so that's it for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed this madhouse, and we will catch you all next week.
Peace.